I'm 54, no filters, no secrets. Here's the truth. People always ask me about my diet, my fitness, my supplements. What do I do? The only answer I can give you is very simple, is that I've always been very passionate about health, fitness, and I have stayed disciplined. That's all I've done. I have stayed disciplined and a priority, a non-negotiable. That's it. That's it. If you're disciplined and love yourself enough, you will put yourself at the top of the list. You will make yourself a priority, non-negotiable. I don't negotiate when it comes to my health and my fitness. I just don't. I do what I need to do. So discipline, baby. Just discipline and passion. Discipline and passion.
Coming from a former lazy girl, okay, the only way I actually started to have discipline and be consistent is when I finally realized how you do one thing is how you do everything. I used to waste every single day of my life scrolling for hours, procrastinating my responsibilities, just like avoiding even like the smallest tasks. And I just felt so stuck, so unmotivated, so depressed. And then when I finally realized that how I handled the little things, like setting my alarm, actually waking up to it instead of snoozing it 10 times in a row, making my bed in the morning, going to work out instead of putting it off to the next day, all these things that seem really small, they actually really add up to set the tone for how you do literally anything else in life. By the way, I'm Lena. Welcome to Anti-Brain Rot, where I share with you how to stop wasting your life and actually start living it. So if you're not already following your girl, what are you doing? Okay, what are you doing? Go follow your girl right now. Like those small habits, no matter how tiny, they really shape your entire life. And when I finally locked in and started being consistent with those small habits, then I started being consistent with the really big things in my life, like my dream of becoming a YouTuber. I would post every single week. When you're consistent with those small, tiny habits, you start to gain trust in yourself that you can actually handle the bigger things. So here's your sign to lock in and start paying attention to those little habits and start showing up for yourself in those little ways. And I promise you, you will see your life transform. I hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
I realized I don't even realize anymore how disciplined I really am when it comes to the gym. Like when someone brings it up, like, oh, you're so disciplined, I don't realize it. Because for me now, like it's second nature. Like it's like breathing, you know how you just breathe without thinking about it? It's like that for me, right? But it wasn't always like that. When I first started, when I had goals I wanted to reach, even on the days where I really did not want to go, and it took every fiber in my being to get up and go, I would drag myself. Even if I got in there and I just walked on the treadmill for 10 minutes, I would drag myself. And so now, like, there's no days where I have to drag myself, you know? I did those hard days, and now I don't have any hard days. And so I would say, you know, if you're looking to be disciplined, drag yourself out the bed a few times. And before you even know it, you're going to be like, wow, I don't even have to drag myself anymore. I don't even have to force myself. It's just who I am. I swear, I cracked the code. That's it.
I used to think discipline was something you were either born with.
Discipline is what rich girls practice in private. Nobody's going to clap when you say no going to the club because you want to build your system. Nobody's proud of you for deleting DoorDash because you want to make your groceries stretch. But rich girls, women who win long term, they master the boring stuff. They repeat the same habits until their life looks like nothing before. Soft life is cute, but discipline is what funds it. Stop romanticizing chaos and start romanticizing consistency.
Wallahi, my life changed once I started doing these things. First thing in the morning, I listened to Quran or my daily remembrance, which is adhkar. Literally changed so much for me. First 15 minutes of your day, your brain is the most susceptible to anything it consumes. So if you're on social media first thing in the morning, that's what your energy for the day is going to be based off of. And especially the past few months, there's just been so much pain and suffering, and exposing yourself to that the first thing in the morning is not good. I also started reading in the mornings. Growing up, I was not a reader. I was not reading books for fun. But this is something that I needed to start doing more. So for the past month, every single morning, I've been reading, even if it's 2 pages. I finally finished a book that I've been reading all year because of this. Next, I started doing yoga. It's so easy. You don't have to go to a studio or anything, but I watch Yoga with Bird on YouTube. And it's like a 10-minute stretch. Moving your body and getting your blood flowing is so crucial to the start of your day. I also started time blocking on my Google Calendar. I literally put everything And whenever I finish something, I turn it from blue to green. Y'all think I'm playing? I am so serious. What this has been doing is like boosting my confidence, because every time I look at all those green boxes, I'm like, dang, I did that. And then it's like, I don't want to ruin the streak. It's built this consistency within me that's allowed me to be so productive. And in the past, I've had a really bad relationship with the word productivity, especially with my ADHD. I don't work the same way other people work. But like gamifying my to-do lists, building a consistent schedule, and seeing actual tangible results changed my life completely. Also, since I'm giving out wisdom, praying on time. In the past, I just give myself credit for praying. Now I'm more intentional about like making it on time, and I feel so much better. And it's because praying on time requires discipline, and now I'm building that discipline. Wallahi, I'm a different person than I was last month. And all of this was because I was intentional. I told myself I was gonna be a different person. And now I'm gonna enter the new year with these habits already built. It's not too late, you still have a week. Get your ish together. Let me know if you want more tips.
Like green eyes, good knees, or parents who made you finish your homework. Turns out, no, discipline is not a personality trait. It's a relationship.
Your lack of discipline comes from nothing more than your lack of self-respect and self-love. Discipline is the biggest form of self-love. So many people ask me how they can get more disciplined, and here's the truth. Discipline is the ability to prioritize the needs of your future self over the ego of your current self. Saying no to something that brings you comfort and embracing discomfort so your future self can thrive. Your teacher, parent, or coach asks you to do something, all of a sudden it's really easy to get it done. And the reason why is because you respect them and you want to show up for them. Obviously not always, but you get the point. Every time you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, you're just disrespecting yourself. And every single time it happens, you lose trust with yourself. If someone is constantly asking you to do something and you don't do it, they're just going to lose trust in you. So the same thing happens with your future self. Don't let your future self down. I want you to close your eyes and literally imagine that future version of you. So every time you say you're gonna get up early, start the new hobby, leave the boy, and you don't do it, there's a future version of you that you're letting down. Don't waste your potential in the comfort of your ego. Every time you show up and do the thing you said you were gonna do, that future version of you is so proud. And you'll literally feel it, because that future version already exists within you. So you'll either die with that future version of you inside of you, or you'll die with it outside of you. I don't know about you, but I definitely want to be able to meet that version of me. I forgot to wash my hair. Anyways.
So much of the results that you want to see in your life come down to daily disciplines. Here are 7 ways to be more disciplined in 2024. Number 1, lean into grace. Now, you probably didn't think that I would start off with grace, but we're Christians around here, so we need God's grace in everything that we do. You probably want to wake up at 5 a.m. You probably want to hit the gym every day. You probably want to start that new hobby or just getting your life together, right? But you are not going to have every single day be perfect. What you need to know from the get-go is you are not going to feel bad about yourself or shame yourself when you miss a day. You're not operating by the world's standards. You are operating under grace. There's always a chance to begin again. Number 2, don't bank on your feelings. Now, a lot of the times we do something or not do something based on how we feel. So I don't often feel like reading my Bible before I read it in the morning, but after I finish reading it, I am so glad that I read it. You've got to think about the feeling that you're going to have after you do this thing and let that motivate you to do it. Number 3, ask God to help you. I love how in 1 Corinthians it says that I get to boast in my weakness because it is in my weakness that I get to see God's strength. Often we run away from our weaknesses and we only try to focus where God wants to be strong for us. I want you to ask the Father's help, and what you're going to find is that He wants to show you that He can be strong for you in that area where you are weak. Number 4, do it for the you 5 years from now. Now, some things just take time, and a lot of the results that we want to see come after a long time of habitually doing the same things. Maybe right now you are not seeing the results that you want to see after a month of doing something. You've got to think, what is going to happen if I consistently do this habit for 5 years? So you have to think think about that person who is you 5 years from now, and that will motivate you to do the thing today. Number 5, get a habit tracker. Now, this is a very practical step that you can just tangibly do in your day-to-day life. I have a habit tracker in my link in bio. It's for free. You can download it. What is so key is because it takes a long time to see results of these daily habits that you've been putting in, you need to track the habits so that you actually see that you're making progress. Like, even if you can't physically see the progress, you know you're making progress because every single day after you do that thing, you're able to check it off your habit tracker. Number 6, get an accountability buddy. Let me just tell you, any goal that you want to set in your life, any discipline that you want to set, if you do it by yourself, you are quickly going to find yourself feeling tired and exhausted, and you're going to need someone to go to when you're struggling to stick to your daily disciplines. So whatever it is that you're trying to be disciplined in, I want you to just ask someone in your life to hold you accountable. And even better, they are doing the same thing in their life, so you both know, like, you're holding each other accountable. It really is helpful. Number 7, set realistic and manageable goals. You got to set realistic and tangible goals. That is super important, and focus more on the process to accomplish those goals versus trying to hit those numbers, because you can't control the numbers, but you can control your ability to do the process and the habits each and every day.
And most of us are in a very toxic on-again, off-again situation with our future selves. Because think about it, we make promises to ourselves all day long. I'll start tomorrow. I'll wake up early. I'll stop scrolling at night. I'll go to the gym after work.
You asked, I'm not no gatekeeper, so I'ma tell you. Matter of fact, I think it'll be better if I show you. But one of the biggest things that I also learned before I go into showing y'all my whole daily thing is that you have to literally want to just be a whole different person. And you have to unshake and unlearn the person that you used to be. I promise you, I used to love sleeping until 12 o'clock. I used to love waking up whenever I felt like it. But now I'm like, oh no, you're only here for a certain amount of time, baby. I'm not going to waste it. I want to enjoy it. I want to experience it to its highest capacity. I want to be healthy. I want to be happy while I'm here. So let me just get into it. Let me show y'all exactly what my morning routine looks like every single day. Whatever happens after it is up to God and up to scheduling, because my days are never really the same, but my mornings always consistently the same. All right, so boom, I created your best day template. So this is something that I follow every single day. I do not check this one off until my entire day is completed. I check in usually around 6:30 a.m. I really check in like it's a regular job because I hold myself to such a standard. It got to be right. So this is kind of how I set up my day. I pray, I meditate, I go into my Bible. Once I do that, I check that off. I drink some water, boom, check that off. I shower and clean up my space. I go for an amazing run or workout. Then I have to listen to something good. It is so important for me to hear something motivational, and usually I listen to that as I'm working out. I take my vitamins, I call or I text my parents, I check in with them, I go into my family group chat, check in with everybody, make sure everybody's cool, gets down to business. So what has to be done today? I'll write in anything that has to be done today as far as like a little checklist that I may have. Then I'll go in and I'll write my up and coming shows, bookings, go through my texts. And in these things here, it says text, calls, emails, all of that stuff. And I'll let y'all see everything else too. I literally just write in who has texted me, who I have to respond to, all those types of things go in here. Who I followed up with goes in here. Every single thing. My whole life is pretty much structured. I needed that, and it has created such a level of discipline that I now do not even need anybody to hold me accountable. I actually curated a list for y'all too. If you click the link in my bio, y'all could just go get and tailor and customize your own template to have the best day. I promise you. Click the link in my bio. Go get that right now. It's time to invest in yourselves and get disciplined. Let's go.
I hate to say it, but truly the number one thing that makes you hotter and happier is self-discipline. Like, if you want to feel better, if you want to look and feel the best and hottest you've ever been, you have to master self-discipline, truly. Because what self-discipline does is it gives you true, real, lasting, solid self-confidence. Because when you can look at your life and see that you have a list of proof of all of the times that you have followed through on the things that you said that you were going to do, you literally believe that you are who you say you are. And so you can't really be bothered by, number one, what other people think about you, because you are self-assured, because you are exactly who you say you are. I show up for the things that I say I'm going to do. I'm the person who wakes up early, who works out, who eats healthy, who does all these things that I say I'm going to do. So I'm not really rocked by anyone else's opinion of me. Like, you will never feel better than when you have consistently shown up for yourself and mastered self-discipline. And it's hard at first, but then once you get it going, you legitimately can't even think about a life where you didn't have that type of self-discipline.
And then tomorrow shows up like, hey, bestie, you meant never, right? Every time you don't follow through, your future self is standing there like, oh, so we're lying to each other now. That's the part nobody wants to say out loud. Discipline isn't about willpower, it's about self-respect.
Lack of discipline makes you ugly. I know, that's a big pill, a hard truth. But I had listened to this really good podcast episode. It's funny, but it's real and raw about this exact thing. A lack of discipline makes you ugly. And he breaks it down into two buckets, and how others see you and how you see yourself. And when it pertains to how others see you, at the end of all of this, it really boils down to respect and confidence, right? More respect, more confidence equals more attractiveness. And there's really no way around building confidence but to go through hard stuff. And I talked about this in my other video. You have to choose your heart. Like, there's no way around it. But he uses the example of having a nice body or being really fit. And he said that is one of the biggest silent flexes, because it shows that by going to the gym, you have discipline, you know how to value consistency, you can do hard things, you can do things even when you don't feel like it. And it just shows like you really care about yourself and you do it through discipline. And he compared it to having a Rolex, right? Having a Rolex on your wrist doesn't necessarily garner respect, but it lets people know you have a lot of money, but that's not the same thing. Respect is earned. And so when people see that you have a nice body and that you're in the gym every day, it means that you hold yourself to a high regard, so they also will hold you subconsciously in a high regard as well. Essentially, people will assess you based on your habits with yourself. This could be your relationship with food. This could be
you show up on time for jobs you don't even like. You meet deadlines for people who would replace you in a week. But when it comes to you, suddenly it's flexible. That's not because you're lazy, it's because your life is loud. Too many decisions, too much stuff, too much noise telling you who to be, what to want, and why you're behind. So discipline doesn't start with doing more, it starts with removing. Fewer choices, same wake-up time, same bedtime, same breakfast that doesn't send you into a sugar coma at 10:47 a.m.
How many times they see you choose comfort over your goals or the things that you need to do. And this is the same with achievements, right? We see this all the time. The more achievements that you are perceived to have or that you have, the more respect is given to you. That's just kind of a societal norm. Now, when it comes to how you view yourself, of course, it again just goes back to respect and confidence. And a lot of this is really building self-trust. When you are disciplined in your goals, you build self-trust, you build confidence, you build the ability to do hard things. And at the core of that, when you build self-trust, when you know that you are reliable and you can do the hard things, you essentially become unstoppable. Like, your confidence is unwavering because you just have built such a good rapport with yourself that no one really can tell you much because you know you go and get it regardless. Discipline is a form of self-love, like to invest in yourself and to take care of yourself. And the more you invest in something, the more you care about it, the more you aren't just going to walk away or treat it like whatever, you know? Like, if I buy a nice couch, I want to make sure nothing spills on it, and it goes the same for yourself. And the last thing that he touched on was just emotions, right? And we always talk about this, but not letting your emotions dictate your actions, right? Keeping those promises to yourself and remaining disciplined no matter what your mood or your feelings are telling you that day. Once you realize that discipline and motivation are not the same, like, discipline does not require motivation. You cannot feel like doing something, but you still do it anyway. Again, the confidence in yourself and the self-trust becomes next level. So in all, it's a really good fun episode. I'll put it in the comments. You definitely should go take a listen. Discipline is a form of self-love, and you really have to look yourself in the mirror and say, okay, how much do I value myself? And if you're telling me you really value yourself, then you better walk it like you talk it, and the proof better be in the pudding.
Motivation is a scam. It fades, it lies to you. If you want a different life, you need discipline, not feelings. Here are 5 habits that will force you to build it. 1, wake up at the same time every day, even if you don't feel like it. Especially if you don't feel like it, wake up at the same time. Number 2, do something hard first thing in the morning. Train your brain to stop negotiating with you. Some people say, like, you can take a cold shower in the morning, like even just like a cold blast after your shower. That's something hard. It's not easy to do. Do it in the morning, first thing. Train your brain. Number 3, keep promises to yourself. Break your word, break your confidence. Number 4, delay gratification on purpose. If you want something really, really bad, make yourself wait for it. Power is in patience. Number 5, control your environment. Your environment either trains your self-discipline or it destroys it. Choose wisely. You don't magically get disciplined by thinking about it. It's doing the things that you said you would do. Like I said, even when no one is watching, it's just you. That is the difference between people who dream and people who win. Honestly, forget motivation. Discipline will save your life. Tag someone when you see hear this. Or tell me other ways in the comments, like how you make yourself more disciplined. Okay, gotta go to work. Anywho, love you. Mwah.
Discipline is the hottest trait anybody can have. Having the ability to tell yourself no, to structure a routine every single day, to put boundaries on what you will and will not do, and to stick to your goals without bending, bravo. Discipline is like the coolest, hottest, most amazing trait you can have. So many people struggle their entire lives trying to be disciplined and trying to figure out how to create a routine, how to structure their days. Not everyone can sit in that discomfort and tell themselves no, put up boundaries, and do things even when they're hard. I make content centered towards women, and I love my girls, so I'm talking to the girls, but also anybody. If you're sticking with your routine, if you're going every day, you're waking up, going to the gym, you're meal prepping, you're eating healthy, you're on your workout grind, you're in school, keep it up. I love to see it. Discipline truly is hot. Like, you're so awesome for that. And again, it's such a flex because not everyone has it. When you see somebody with the body that you want, it's an immediate bravo, I respect you, because I know what it took to get there for you. I know that you had to miss out on some things. You had to sacrifice some fun nights, staying out, eating unhealthy food with your friends even though you wanted to after the bar. Or I know that you had to probably go to the gym a lot of days this week where you didn't really want to go, or you had to force yourself to go on that walk or go to Pilates when you didn't feel like it. Discipline is a hard thing. If you see someone that has it, you immediately respect them. And if you're someone that has discipline, I respect you. Keep going. Don't give up, because you're inspiring other people.
Boring? Yes. Effective? Extremely. Your brain loves consistency. Your ego hates it, but your nervous system throws a party. And let's talk about mornings real quick. If the first thing you do when you wake up is grab your phone, you've already handed the steering wheel to strangers. You didn't choose your mood. You didn't choose your focus. You just said, here, you drive. 5 minutes of reading, 2 minutes of prayer, meditation, or silence. Even sitting on the edge of your bed staring into space like a Victorian child, all better options.
Okay, a lot of people ask me how I stay so disciplined, so that's what we're talking about today. First thing is I do not give myself an option. Like, I don't have to decide things in my day, not what I'm eating, not what I'm about to do, not what I'm wearing. Like, I will have that all planned out because I have time to think about it and I don't want to think about it during my day. This is the biggest reason why I meal prep, because this keeps me on track and I don't have to find something when I'm like in a rush or whatever. And I quite literally schedule out like every 30 minutes of my life. Every Sunday or before I go to bed, like I have my whole day planned out from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed. I just make things non-negotiable for myself, like my wake up time and my sleeping time. It's 5:20 and it's 9:30. This is because your body like loves consistency, not just waking up and going to bed, but also like meals. So I try to eat around the same time every day. This isn't perfect because sometimes training goes later, blah, 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 blah. A lot of variables throughout my day, but
For the most part, it's like within an hour window. What kind of ties into all of that is just having a routine. I love my morning routine. I do not care what I have to do in the morning. My morning routine is getting done. My lemon water, my ginger shot, my journaling, my walking, no matter what in the morning. It can vary. I don't have to go like on a 3-mile morning walk every day. If I only have 10 minutes, that's all I have. At least getting moving for the day. I'm starting my day on a good positive note. Oh, side note, put that damn phone down when you wake up, okay? My alarm clock goes off, I roll over, I text my mom good morning, and that's all.
Discipline is quiet. It's not aesthetic. No one claps when you delete food delivery apps. No one throws a parade because you went to bed on time. But the people who win long term, they're loyal to the boring stuff. They don't wait to feel motivated. They negotiate with themselves less. And when things feel overwhelming, you don't need a full transformation. You need 2 minutes. 2 minutes to stretch, 2 minutes to open the laptop, 2 minutes to start. Your brain isn't scared of work. It's scared of the mountain it thinks you're asking it to climb. So you lie to it in a loving way. You say, relax, we're just doing this for 2 minutes.
And I put my phone down and I do my whole morning routine. If you wake up, start scrolling on your phone, yep, your day, it's gone. I don't make the rules. You just, that'll ruin my day right there if I just sit there on my phone. I'm all about having a good morning routine. You'll feel good, you'll feel accomplished, and you feel productive for the rest of your day, and you want to go do more things. Another thing I keep in mind all the time, if it takes less than 2 minutes, I'm doing it now. And that's for things like making my bed, washing my dishes, putting my clothes away. The moment you let like those little things pile up and you just start having like little messes everywhere, then like before you know it, you're gonna be like, wow, I need to go clean my room for 2 hours because it's a mess. If it takes less than 2 minutes, I'm doing it now. All that being said, I know it's hard to just like jump fully into routine, so don't do that. Like, give yourself one small task. Once you start doing one task like over and over again, add another habit. Sticking to your habits is like the greatest form of self-trust. I trust myself to get everything I need to get done, even if I could look at my calendar and be like, there's no way I'm doing it. I know I can, and I know I will, and I'm like stressed about it. Okay, that's it for now. I'll probably make another video because I know I have more to talk about, so.
And momentum goes, oh, we're here now? Cool, let's keep going. That's how discipline is built, not through dramatic overnight changes, but through tiny promises kept. Eventually, you stop dragging yourself. Eventually, it becomes automatic. Eventually, this is just who you are. And one day, you look back and realize you didn't become disciplined by becoming harsher. You became disciplined by becoming more honest, more intentional, and more respectful of the life you're building. Discipline isn't punishment, it's devotion. And your future self? She's watching, and she's rooting for you.